Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see a big house. Just then a man named Bert comes there in a van. He takes up contracts to clean houses. Bert is about 60 years old. However, he still works. Bert then opens his van door. 4 beautiful girls come out of that van. Their job is to clean the properties. They take out the cleaning materials from inside the van. Then Bert says, 2 days later the owner of this house will comes here. I will give you a bonus if you clean this house well in these 2 days. Hearing this, girls will be very happy. Bert tells them, if there is any need you can call me from there next door. Then he leaves from there. The girls take their things and go into the house. Nancy and Megan enter the house first. Next Gina and Terry comes. Nancy tells whoever tried to stay in this house died within few days. Everyone in the village says that there is a ghost in this house. The rest of the girls are very scared after hearing all this. Then Nancy, we don't need to be afraid because we don't believe in ghosts. We came here to stay only for 2 days. After that the girls put their food in the fridge. Just then a man named Will comes there. He lives next door to this house. He says come to me if you need anything and leaves. After Will leaves, all the girls decide to clean the basement first. Because it's a bit dark in the basement. Their plan is to clean the basement before night falls. While they are cleaning, Nancy and Megan come across an old box. They also call the other two. Megan opens the box. It contains a human skull and a knife. Those who see this will be afraid. Then Nancy told them that the man's skull could be plastic. Let us keep this knife with us, don't be afraid. Night. Nancy is reading a book. Megan prepares the food. Gina opens a beer and Terry plays music and dances. While dancing, she takes off all her clothes and makes fun of Megan's clothes. Then Megan goes into the room feeling sad. Just then the calling bell rings. Then they open the door and there is a stranger outside. Nancy asks, who are you? But he gives them a parcel and leaves silently. Then the 3 of them open the parcel together. There is a book in it. There is a ghost figure on that book. As interest increases to know what is in it, they open the book and look at it. No one understands the language in that book. Then they think Megan can read this book. Because Megan can speak many languages. So Terry goes to get her. Terry's teasing causes Megan to take off her old dress and put on a new one. On the other hand, Gina and Nancy are looking at the book. Then a ghost figure appears to them. On the other hand, Terry goes to Megan and says sorry. Later she tells Megan about the book and brings her down. Seeing that book, Megan says I can read this book. Some mantras are written in it. She says I don't know what they mean. While Megan is reading the book, the other girls are listening with interest. In that book there is a demon slave. It is written that the slave collects souls for the demon. Also she tries to read and understand the mantras in it. But she doesn't understand. Then the 3 girls leave the place while Terry looks at the ghost figure in the book. Because she likes that very much. On the other hand, the 3 girls get ready for bed. After a while, Terry comes into the kitchen and tries to open the bottle. Then the ghost figure in the book will disappear. Megan unknowingly recited the mantras and the demon was released. Terry approaches the book again. That's when the demon kills her. Then the demon enters Terry's body. The ghost in Terry's body sits on the sofa. Just then the calling bell rings. The ghost goes and opens the door. Then Ben comes in as Terry's lover. Actually, Ben comes here to surprise Terry. Once inside the house he moves in close with Terry. He does not know that Terry is dead and that what is in her body is a ghost. That's when the demon kills Ben. After a while Megan comes downstairs for a drink of water. Here she sees a blanket. When the blanket is lifted, there is a Ben dead body. Then Megan screams loudly. Hearing her screams, Gina and Nancy come downstairs. They are also afraid of Ben. They don't know who killed Ben. Now they can't even see Terry, so they are still scared. Later, the 3 of them put Ben's body in a room. Because Bert can come anytime to see their work. On the other hand, Bert sits at his house and watches a movie. Just then he gets a call. Will speaks on the phone. He tells I heard the screams of the girls from the house. I think that they might find some treasure. Bert then immediately goes to the girls. Outside the house, Terry takes him into the basement together. There she seduces him by putting his stick in her mouth. After that she kills him. On the other hand, 3 girls come into the basement looking for Terry. There they see Bert's dead body. The 3 saw it, were scared and screamed loudly. The 3 of them run into the house. Nancy tells them that when Megan reads the spells in the book, this has been happening ever since. We have to look at the book again. Then the 3 of them will look at the book together again. Just then Terry comes there. Nancy asks, "Where did you go, and what were you doing all this time?" Terry said, "I was in the bathroom. When I came out, a man was covering Ben's corpse with a blanket. Seeing all this, I was so scared that I went back to the bathroom and hides." Later, the 4 return to the basement for clues to the killer. Upon entering the basement, Terry changes her appearance. Seeing the ghost, the 3 get scared and run away from there. Then Terry grabs Gina. Seeing this, Megan and Nancy leave Gina and run away. Later Terry kills Gina too. Nancy and Megan run into the house. They hear Terry's words from the room above. Terry yells at them that I am now the real Terry and not a ghost. They then go upstairs to save Terry. But they don't know that Terry ever died. It was all a plan of the devil. Suddenly Terry grabs Nancy. Seeing Terry, Megan gets scared and runs away. Later the ghost kills Nancy too. Megan falls from the top of the stairs as she runs away. So she gets injured. Now there are only Terry and Megan in that house. Terry could easily kill Megan. Just then the stranger seen in the movie starting comes there. Terry sees him and says, "Get out of here." Then the stranger tries to attack Terry with an old knife. But Terry stops him. So both of them keep fighting. Eventually the man stabs Terry. Hence the demon will be destroyed. After that Megan throws the book in the fire. He then walked up to Megan and said, "My name is Gary. I collect black magic books. I found this book a few years ago. As I was reading that book, this book took me under control. I committed suicide to get rid of this book. But that demon made my soul his slave. That is why I have come to you with this book." Then Megan asks, "How did you get rid of that demon?" "For that I found an old knife." "You took that knife out of the box. In whose hands that knife comes, then we will be freed from the demonic slavery." And also says that the demon can be killed only with the same knife. Then he disappears from there. As the demon dies, all those who died at her hands come back to life. This is how this movie ends.